We are live on YouTube.
Thank you. Good afternoon and early evening. Welcome to the April Board meeting. I would like to ask Councilwoman Bergen to please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Whoops. Councilwoman Bergen has disappeared. Okay, Councilwoman Mullen, you're ready? If you would please, thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
Liberty,
liberty,
and
and
justice
justice
for all.
This week begins our spring unlimited yard waste collection program, which will run for 5 weeks until May 22nd. Residents can refer to their seasonal mailing cards for collection day and requirements or visit the information dashboard located on our website. This Thursday, April 22nd, is Earth Day, and we're once again reminded of the simple steps we can take to help protect our home today. By using refillable water bottles, recycling, planting a garden, composting, picking up litter, and cutting your energy use, you can make a tremendous impact on our environment. We encourage our residents to learn more about our environmental conservation and how to make an impact locally by celebrating Earth Day via Seatuck Environmental Association's 2021 Earth Day events. And you can visit seatuck.org to get more information. In Islip, we remain committed to a greener tomorrow. From our multiple DEC-run facilities to our excellent recycling program, we reduce, reuse, and recycle in more ways than just collecting bottles and cans and cardboard. Our MacArthur compost facility sheds, shreds, and processes yard waste into a rich soil compost. Our MacArthur waste to energy facility reduces the volume of residential and commercial solid waste by nearly 85% and recovers energy from the process in the form of heated steam. Our shellfish cultivation facility improves Great South Bay water quality with over 12 million oysters, each filtering up to 50 gallons of bay water a day. And the town's closed and capped landfills have been repurposed into solar farms. In 1972, long before green initiatives were common, Islip founded ITEC, the Islip Town Environmental Council, comprised of town residents dedicated to our environment. Later, we'll be having an update, their annual update from ITEC. We're also reaching out to the community to ask for your feedback. Governor Cuomo has recently signed legislation legalizing adult use cannabis. This has been a polarizing topic with many passionate people coming down on both sides of the issue. Cities, towns, and villages may opt out of allowing adult use cannabis retail dispensaries or on-site consumption licenses, but must pass a local law by December 31st of this year to opt out. If not, they can never opt out. A municipality may opt in at any time after December 31st, but if there is no action, you're automatically in. We invite all residents to let us know your thoughts. We have been getting comments already, but we have a dedicated mailbox, and it's New York State NYS law feedback@islipny.gov. Your opinion matters to us. We really, really want to hear from you on this topic, especially. And just go to the website and you'll see the link right away. Tomorrow, we'll be delivering our annual State of the Town address, discussing the many challenges we've faced together this past year and the many triumphs we've made in turn. Stay tuned to Altice Channel 18 and Verizon's 1982, as well as the town's YouTube channel. And finally, and on that note, don't forget to check your vaccination eligibility. Visit the New York State website, www.ny.gov/vaccine. And to our seniors especially, there are 2 phone numbers you can call to make an appointment in addition to the state website. One is Northwell Health, their COVID-19 vaccination program, and that number is 1-844 919-8222 or the New York State COVID-19 vaccine hotline 1-833-697-4829. Now I'd like to recognize Maureen Dunn, who's the scientist with Seatuck Environmental Association and certainly also a member of our Islip Town Environmental Commission, ITEC, who'll be giving a brief presentation on Earth Day and our environment. And also too, I'd like to thank all those who serve on the ITEC board, many for many, many years, who have been really very, very dedicated. So Maureen, if you would, please.
Thank you, Supervisor Carpenter. Hello, my name is Maureen Dunn. I'm currently a water quality scientist at Seatuck Environmental and a retired oceanographic associate from Brookhaven National Laboratory. But today, I'm here before you as a member of the Islip Town Environmental Council, ITEC. ITEC was created nearly 50 years ago to advise the town board on all matters affecting the preservation, development, and use of natural and man-made environments within the town. We're committed to this role, which has never been more important than it is today, as we're faced with a climate crisis that threatens the very existence of our communities. ITEC meets monthly to review, research, and investigate environmental issues, and to interview experts on relevant topics. We report our findings annually and provide sound environmental advice to the board. We engage with local youth groups and environmental organizations, as well as hosting community outreach events throughout the year. We're currently developing an environmental public relations campaign for the Town of Islip newsletter that will help residents save money while saving the earth. We'd like to give some highlights of our report. So within the report, we'd first like to applaud the town supervisor and the board for their recent actions to make our town sustainable and prosperous. This is evident through the town's support of the newly renovated Great South Bay Shellfish Hatchery, as well as participation in oyster shell recovery and the Bay Bottoms leasing program. We commend the town planning department for recently creating a detailed plant list that clearly identifies those plants native to the region. And we encourage the town to use native plants wherever possible to increase biodiversity and create a resilient natural community. We also want to express our enthusiastic support for the Department of Environmental Control as the efforts they undertook to join NYSERDA's Clean Energy Community Program. Their efforts have already garnered at least one $5,000 grant, and as they continue to take on more high impact actions, unlocking more generous grants of up to $60,000, that these grants are geared towards increasing our town's efficiency and sustainability. We have 5 recommendations. First, ITEC would like to alert the town that the Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act, or CLCPA, will change the way we do business in the near future. The CLCPA mandates that 70% of our electricity come from renewable resources by 2030, and by 2050, the greenhouse gas emissions of our state must be reduced by 85%, and the economy must be carbon neutral. There will be major investments in public transportation and charging stations for electric vehicles. In addition, 35% of the benefits from clean energy and efficiency funding must go to disadvantaged communities. ITEC encourages the town to take advantage of these and all opportunities the CLCPA will bring to the community. Also, to help the town prepare for these climate threats facing residents, which includes sea level rise, fair weather, flooding, worsening health conditions, increasing water temperatures in the Great South Bay, and extreme weather events, ITEC recommends the town board pass a resolution to form a climate smart community task force. This green team would include representatives from local government and informed community members. The task force will assist the town in procuring financial and technical resources that will help us respond to these challenges. Third, we note that sea level rise is the most important environmental challenge facing the future of our town and is already threatening some of our most valuable residential and commercial properties. We understand that a local waterfront revitalization plan was initiated to address critical waterfront issues, and we encourage the town to complete the plan, taking into consideration sea level rise projections established by the Community Risk and Resilience Act. In 2012, the Department of Planning and Development updated the town's comprehensive plan. One of the 7 goals in this plan is to protect the natural resources and environment of Islip. In line with this goal, we recommend that the town join in an effort to first identify and then reduce the percentage of hardened shorelines along our coastal waterways. Hardened shorelines exacerbate the problems of sea level rise by scouring the seaward sediments along bulkheads. ITEC is here to help the town with these recommended actions. And we can serve as a resource for ways to mitigate the increasing impacts of sea level rise and a changing climate. Along with a copy of this report, we'll email you a few of the resource links that we have developed. And finally, ITEC has only 5 active members, and we strongly recommend that our membership be increased to the full contingent of 9 so that we can better help the town grapple with these difficult and environmental issues. We want to wish everyone a healthy Earth Day, and we thank the supervisor and the board for giving us this opportunity to present our annual report. The board members, Chairperson Nancy Manfredonia, Ginny Fields, Victor Gremley, myself, Maureen Dunn, and our student member, Stephen Plotke. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maureen, and please extend our thanks and gratitude to all the members of ITEC. And I do believe we have a resolution on the agenda this evening to appoint another member, and we are working on that. So we thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let us move then to the agenda. We have 3 public hearings and some board up and cleanup. So anyone who wishes to address the board on the public hearings, just remember that you have 3 minutes. No one has signed up, so if you do wish to, please do so. Let us begin then with the 3 public hearings for the board's consideration. I'd ask the town clerk, Olga Murray, to please read the hearing notices.
Thank you. Today's first public hearing is to consider amending the Town of Islip Uniform Traffic Code, Schedule C, prohibited turns, Schedule J, parking, stopping, and standing regulations.
Thank you, Olga. Are there any questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
A motion to close the public hearing and offer the resolution for its adoption.
We have a motion, and we have a motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next hearing notice. Olga.
Today's second hearing is to consider amending the 2021 contract with Brentwood Legion Ambulance Service, Inc. for emergency ambulance services for the residents in the district.
Thank you. No one has signed up to speak. Are there any questions? Hearing none, motion.
Again, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing, offer the resolution for its adoption.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed?
Recuse.
Approved. And we have 3 in favor, 1 recusal. 4 in favor, I'm sorry, and 1 recusal. And that takes us, but it is approved. That takes us to item 3, Madam Clerk.
Item number 3 is to consider amending the official map of the Town of Islip by deleting a portion of Cherokee Street, Ronkonkoma, as it is discontinued and abandoned by order of the Superintendent of Highways.
Thank you. Again, no one has signed up to speak. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, motion.
Motion to close the public hearing and accept the change.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Thank you, Olga.
Thank you.
We will now move to the items on the agenda. The first item being the meeting of the Town of Islip Industrial Development Agency. I'll call for a motion to convene. Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor, opposed? We are convened, a meeting being, quorum being present. And I would ask John Walzer, Director, to please address the agency board.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the agency board. John Walzer, 40 Nassau Avenue, Islip, New York. I have several items for your consideration this afternoon. The first would be to approve the minutes from our last meeting on March 9th of this year.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you. Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
The next item I have for your consideration is an inducement resolution between the agency and Genosa Pools. This project involves the purchase of a one half acre of vacant industrial land at 3 Central Avenue, Hauppauge, and the construction of a 7,400 square foot industrial building to be used for storage of materials, inventory, equipment, as well as offices for the corporate headquarters of Genosa Pools. This is a $1.4 million capital investment. It will retain 17 jobs and add 3.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Hearing none, motion? Motion by Councilwoman Mullen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor?
Supervisor, I have to recuse on this one.
I'm sorry.
A recusal here.
Okay, we have 4 in favor, 1 recusal. The motion passes. Item 4.
Okay, thank you. The next item is also an inducement resolution between the agency and Nationwide Sales and Services. This involves the purchase of a 215 Candlewood Road in Bayshore, a 53,000 square foot building on 2.5 acres. Nationwide Sales is a manufacturer and distributor of commercial vacuum cleaners, airplane, soap dispensers, and other janitorial products. This is a $7 million capital investment. Involves the retention of 10 jobs and the addition of 3.
Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. The next item is also an inducement resolution between the agency and Corner Electronics, Inc. This project involves the purchase of 100 MJ Boulevard in Brentwood, a 34,000 square foot building on 1.5 acres. This is a $4.9 million capital investment for a distributor of small electronic parts. Involves the retention of 11 jobs and the addition of 5.
Thank you. Any questions? Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by
Second.
Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved.
Okay, the next item is also an inducement resolution between the agency and CVD Equipment Corporation. CVD is a manufacturer of chemical vapor deposition equipment, gas control, and other processing equipment. This project represents a consolidation of operations of CVD into their headquarters at 355 South Technology Drive. It represents a $1 million capital investment, the retention of 95 jobs, and the addition of 10.
Thank you. Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second
Second.
by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. The next item is an authorizing resolution for a project you induced at last month's meeting for New York Tent, the expansion of this tent company's business with the purchase of 110 Wilbur Place in Bohemia.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Okay, thank you. The next item is also an authorizing resolution between the agency and for a project you've already induced, Wrap and Pack, Inc. This distributor of packaging supplies, janitorial and sanitation products will be leasing 120 Wilshire Boulevard in Edgewood and creating 35 jobs.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Okay, thank you. The next item is a resolution approving a sublease at 100 Pioneer Drive in Bayshore.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
And the last item I have for your consideration is a resolution authorizing the agency to enter into a contract with Executive Consultants of New York for the agency's sponsorship of the 2021 Job Search Boot Camp, which is due to commence in September.
Thank you,
Motion.
John. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Any other business, John?
I have nothing else for you today.
Hearing none, we will entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? The Industrial Development Agency Board is adjourned. We will move to item number 2, which are our board up and cleanup resolution. Taryn is not with us this evening
No, Madam
because
Supervisor, good evening.
she
and, good
just
evening
had
to
her son.
the members of the town board. Yes,
Great.
Miss Miss Jewel just had a baby boy. She did.
That's all. His name is Jensen. What's so
Yeah.
exciting is her last day at the office was Friday. She had the baby Saturday and she was home Sunday. So she's quite the trooper. We know she's a good worker.
She is. She is.
Mike, if you would, please.
So there were 10 properties calendared for this evening's town board meeting. And I'll just take them one at a time. Properties numbers 1 and 2 are withdrawn. They have come into compliance as per the Office of Fire Prevention.
Okay, that takes us to 3.
Property number 3 is located at 133 Irving Street in Central Islip. On this particular piece of property, there still exists high grass, overgrown vegetation, a fence in disrepair, litter and debris, all of which constitute a nuisance and present a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of the hearing was provided to all known persons with an interest in this particular piece of property.
Any questions?
Motion to approve the cleanup?
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Item number 4 is withdrawn. Item number 5 is also withdrawn. Item number 6 is withdrawn. Well, those 3 properties have come into compliance with the town code and the state fire and property maintenance codes pursuant to the Office of Fire Prevention. That brings us to item number 7, which is a premise located at 901.
If you could just back up a minute, Mike, and
Sure.
I'm not sure you have the information, but item 6 was scheduled to be a demo.
Yes.
Oh, it was for the garage only. Okay.
Yep.
No, I was wondering how it came into compliance if it was scheduled to be demolished, but I see it was just the garage. All right, continue.
Okay. So we're on number 7. That's 901 Udall Road, West Islip. This property is vacant and unsecured. There's open doors and windows. There's an unsecured shed, a fence in disrepair, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, all of which constitute a nuisance and present a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Brings us to property number 8. That property has come into compliance with the town and fire code of the state of New York, so we're going to withdraw that one. And then we're up to number 9,
Yes.
1184 Lakeland Avenue, Bohemia. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists unsecured windows and doors which constitute a nuisance and present a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Mullins, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
And last but not least, property number 10 located at 1735 Hexture Avenue. This is an application for a board of cleanup on this vacant and unsecured property. There now exists unsecured windows and doors, a hole in the side of the dwelling, an unsecured shed with overgrown vegetation, down trees, and litter and debris, all of which constitute a nuisance and present a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in the premises.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. And I believe that's it, Mike?
Thank you. Yes, that's it.
Thank you. We'll tell Taryn you did a fine job in her stead.
Much appreciated.
Okay, that takes us to item 3, meeting of the Town of Islip Resource Recovery Agency Board. Motion to convene
Motion.
by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilwoman Mullen. We have a motion and a second, a quorum present. The Town of Islip Resource Recovery Agency Board is convened. The meeting is convened. And Marty, if you would, please take us through the agenda.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the agency board. Martin Ballou, 401 Main Street, Islip, New York, president of the Islip Resource Recovery Agency. I have a couple items for consideration tonight. The first being approval of the minutes of the December 15, 2020 agency board meeting.
Take the motion to approve the minutes.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
And the last item is a resolution authorizing the president to enter into a contract between the agency and Winter Brothers Recycling of Long Island LLC to provide for the transport and disposal of bulky solid waste from the town's multi-purpose recycling facility, MRF, for the calendar years 2021, 2022, and 2023.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Mullen, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved.
And that concludes the business for this month.
Thank you very much, Marty. Motion to adjourn the agency.
Make a motion to adjourn the agency.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? The Islip Resource Recovery Agency Board meeting is closed. Okay, that takes us to item number 4, authorization for the supervisor to enter into a contract with Diverka and Bartolucci Consulting Engineers for professional services related to the Sonia Road landfill for years 21, 22, and 2023. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Next item is an authorization for the supervisor to enter into a contract with Shivani Carting LLC for the provision of solid waste services for Atlantique Beach Marina on Fire Island for the years 2021, 22, and 23. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor. Thank you. Second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Next item, authorization for supervisor to enter into a contract with Stang Carting for the provision of solid waste services within the Fair Harbor Garbage District on Fire Island, again for the years 2021, 22, and 23. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second
Second.
by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 7, appropriation transfers. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion
Motion.
by Councilwoman Mullen, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 8, the bid awards. Any questions? Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second
Second.
by Councilwoman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 9 are the option year resolutions. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilwoman Mullen, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It's approved. Item 10, authorization for the supervisor to enter into an agreement with BOCES to participate in joint municipal cooperative purchasing program for the 2021-22 year. Any
Motion.
Motion
questions?
to approve.
Motion by Councilwoman Bergen,
Second.
second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 11, the town board acceptance of the second annual action plan under the Town of Islip 2024 Consolidated Strategy and Plan Submission for Housing and Community Development Programs. This is our Islip CDA. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 12, Town board approval to assume lead agency in connection with the state environmental quality review process for the proposed expansion of Good Samaritan Hospital located in West Islip. And
Motion.
just as an aside, thank you. We have motion by Councilman Cochran and second by Councilman O'Connor. I just wanted to note that the hospital has already scheduled 3 go-to-webinar meetings in May for all interested parties, particularly the neighbors. They've been very, very aggressive in reaching out to the community. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. Item 13, authorization for the supervisor to enter into an addendum to the UPS Professional Services Agreement with Citation Collection Services, LLC, for secondary collection of delinquent referred accounts. Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Mullins, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 14, authorization for the supervisor to apply for and accept grant funding from the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation for the 2020 Clean Vessel Assistance Program operation and maintenance to offset improvement expenses for the town's pump out boat. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second
Second.
by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Authorization for the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to apply for and accept grant funding from the Suffolk County Office of the Aging for expanded in-home services for the elderly program. This is really housekeeping services for those homebound. Very popular program. Motion
Motion.
Motion.
by Councilwoman Mullins, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 16, acceptance of funds from National Grid to compensate the Department of Public Works for the paving restoration required for various streets in Islip. I'll make that motion. Do we have a second? Second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Town board acceptance of an easement to allow the town to install and maintain a sidewalk around an existing Verizon telecommunications distribution box to provide safe passage for pedestrians. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 18, authorization for the supervisor to enter into agreement with Seatuck Environmental Association to provide 3 separate weeks of Kid in Nature camp at the South Shore Nature Center. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman
Second.
O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 19, authorization for the supervisor to enter into an agreement with Parkview Trail Rides, Inc., Rocking Horse Farms Limited to provide 2 horseback riding instruction programs at Menary's Parkview Riding Center. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by
Second.
Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Item 20, authorization for the supervisor to enter into a contract with the Fence Man, Inc. for DPW 1 2021 thermoplastic reflectorized pavement markings. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 21, authorization for the supervisor to sign a consent granting to Fire Island Marine Services LLC a license to operate a marine transportation service across the Great South Bay. Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 22, appointment of Stephen D. Geller to serve as a member of the Town of Islip Environmental Council Board. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor. I'll second that. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. 23, Town Board approval to adopt the Town of Islip Emergency Management Pandemic Response Plan to address public health emergency planning requirements. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second
Second.
by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 24, authorization for the supervisor to enter into agreement with AMDJ Fine Foods, Inc. to extend the expired concession agreement at the East Islip Marina. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 25, authorization for supervisor to enter into an extension and amendment agreement granting Fire Island Ferries the non-exclusive right to utilize docking facilities for passenger ferry service, water taxi service, and ferry freight service between the mainland terminals. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion. Motion by Councilman Cochran, yes. Second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 26, Town Board approval to request the New York State Legislature to adopt legislation removing the restriction that the town-owned property located at Carlton Avenue and CI be used only for hospital, park and recreation, municipal office, or educational purposes. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion
Motion.
by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 27, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider a one-year contract agreement with the Village of Ocean Beach for fire protection and ambulance services to the town of Islip and Atlantique Marina. I'll make that motion. Second
Second.
by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider a one-year contract agreement with the Village of Ocean Beach for fire protection and ambulance services to the town of Islip Atlantique Fire Protection District. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Item 29, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider a one-year contract agreement with the Village of Ocean Beach for fire protection and ambulance services to the Fire Island Fire Protection District. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman
Motion.
Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Takes us to item 30, authorization of town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider a one-year contract agreement with the Village of Ocean Beach for fire protection and ambulance services to the Seaview Fire Protection District. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Okay. Authorization for the supervisor to execute a second change order to the agreement with M-Tech Consulting Engineers for upgrades to the existing mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and fire protection systems within the main terminal at the airport. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion.
The motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 32, authorization for the supervisor to execute a professional services agreement with Johnson Kokata and Lucchese Engineers PC to provide construction management and inspection services associated with the rehabilitation of taxiway S and rehabilitation of runway 15R 33L at Long Island MacArthur Airport. This is like grant funded, very exciting. Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Mullen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 33, authorization for the supervisor to execute all documentation required for state aid on behalf of the town of Islip with the New York State DOT in connection with advancement or approval of the project pertaining to refurbishment of the grass runway and historical buildings of the Bayport Aerodrome. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman Mullen, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Item 34, authorization for the supervisor to execute a professional services agreement with Arcadis Inc. for ongoing environmental services at Long Island MacArthur Airport. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 35, authorization for the supervisor to enter into a professional services agreement with JKL Engineers PC to provide construction management and inspection services associated with taxiways E and F, pavement reconstruction, rehabilitation, removal, and reconstruction of the associated taxiway, edge lighting, and airfield signage at Long Island MacArthur Airport. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 36, authorization for the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary for the awarding of the contract for taxiway S rehabilitation at Long Island MacArthur Airport to Pasilco Civil Incorporated. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 37. Authorization for the supervisor to execute all documents necessary for the awarding of the contract for runway 15R33L rehabilitation at Long Island MacArthur Airport to Faciligo Civil Inc. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second
Second.
by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 38, authorization for the supervisor to execute all documents necessary for the awarding of the contract for taxiways E and F reconstruction rehabilitation at Long Island MacArthur Airport to Grace Industries. Any questions? Hearing none.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 39, authorization for the supervisor to enter into a professional services agreement with Kaplan Kirsch Rockwell LLP for the purpose of providing legal services to outside counsel in connection with property development at Long Island MacArthur Airport. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Authorization for the supervisor to execute an agreement with the Department of Homeland Security for use of the Islip pistol and rifle range for training purposes. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Cochran.
Question.
Yes, Councilwoman Bergen.
JR DeCiccio, I just wanted to go over with this. I know that we've had some noise complaints with regards to the rifle range, and we've done some mitigation that has been taking place there for the residents who live around the rifle range. This particular resolution is just for a very short time period. Is that correct?
It's just for 6 days from now until June 31st.
Thank you
Or
very much.
maybe June 30th.
June 30th, correct.
6 days. Okay, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Thank you. So we had a motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 41, authorization for the supervisor to execute a capital project agreement with the New York State DOT to receive Senate 122 program funding for reimbursement for the Browns River dredging and bulkheading to prevent boating accidents, flood damage. Hallelujah. No questions, I'm sure. We're just happy it's happening. Motion by Councilman Mullen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 42, authorization for the supervisor to amend the concession agreement for the Atlantique Beach and Marina with the Session Stand Inc. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion
Motion.
by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor?
Recuse.
We have 4 in favor, 1 recusal. It is approved. It takes us to item 43, authorization for the supervisor to enter into a contract with DA Davison and Company for the purposes of being the town's underwriter for the forward delivery of refunding serial bonds. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman
Second.
Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 44, completeness determination for the draft EIS for change of zone. Application number CZ 2017-009, Gray Barn Sable Plan Development District. This is just for SECRA. And, I want to just mention at this point, SECRA is like this unknown quantity out there. Even people that, are in the planning development community often have questions on SECRA. So we're in the process now of securing some speakers to do a seminar on SECRA, kind of everything you always wanted to know about SECRA, but we're afraid to ask. And hopefully we'll be having that within the next couple of weeks and everyone will be alerted to it. It'll be very helpful for the planning board, so all of the board members that are involved, certainly for us as members of the town board and the department, and we'll open it up to the public too, whether it's Zoom or in person. Everyone really should listen in, so it really explains the whole process very well. Do I have a motion?
Supervisor? Can I-
Yes. Councilwoman Bergen, you muted yourself. If you could unmute.
Unmute.
There you go.
Just because this is an issue that is very much talked about in our community, if I could just get JR to just explain this particular resolution just in a 5-second soundbite, that would be great.
So you're
Uh,
sort of reinforcing the need for doing that seminar.
Yes, because I don't want people to think
No,
that
no,
we're
no, I appreciate
doing
that.
this. Right.
So this
JR,
is,
Blue Lake?
the applicant has submitted their draft environmental impact statement. The planning department and our consultant have reviewed it. They have determined that it's not complete. So all this is, we're saying that their draft environmental impact statement is not complete. Here's why it's not complete. And the applicant will have a chance to submit further documentation and complete the draft.
Thank you.
It was quite an extensive review, and there were quite a few items that were needing to be addressed. So this is really the appropriate action to be taken.
Thank you, JR, for this clarification, and thank you, Madam Supervisor. I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second.
I'll second.
Second by Councilman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next, item 45 is the appointment of Anthony Prudenti to the position of Commissioner of Public Safety Enforcement. Just for the record, Commissioner D'Amico is going to be heading up the Office of Emergency Management. I think it's his first love. So we're really very blessed in that endeavor, but we'll still be functioning in some of the Deputy Commissioner duties for public safety. There's a lot of, overlap between the two. So I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. And item 46, authorization for the supervisor to consent to permit the YMCA to utilize an area comprised of 14 parking stalls in their parking area located in the northwest corner of the town parcel to erect a tent for the sole purpose of conducting outdoor exercise classes. Any questions? Hearing none, motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 47, the appointment of Maria Udall as a member to the Community Development Agency Board. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman
Second.
Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. And I believe there is no other business to come before us. And hopefully I'll see everyone tomorrow at our State of the Town. Thank you so much.